is The Boss. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're taking a look at the life and career of singer-songwriter Bruce Springsteen. Bruce Frederick Joseph Springsteen was born on September 23, 1949, in Long Branch, New Jersey. It was at the age of 7 that Springsteen saw Elvis Presley on The Ed Sullivan Show, and this prompted his interest in music. Buying his first guitar at 13, it wasn't long before he started playing in bands. These included the trio Earth, with whom he acquired his nickname The Boss, and Steel Mill, a band that featured the core members of what would later become the E Street Band. Aside from his band experience, Springsteen was also playing solo shows at various nightclubs. In 1972, he signed a deal with Columbia Records. His debut, Greetings from Asbury Park, New Jersey, was recorded with the E Street Band and released in January 1973. Springsteen's sophomore record, The Wild, the Innocent, and the E Street Shuffle, was released in September of that same year. Though it was widely accepted by critics, the album sold poorly, much like his first record. The next year, music critic John Landau became Springsteen's manager and co-produced what would become the singer's breakthrough record, 1975's Born to Run. The album was a critical and commercial success, and both its title track and the song Thunder Road became rock radio staples. The E Street Band stayed on tour for much of the next year, while a lawsuit between Springsteen and his former manager was settled. He returned to the studio in 1977 to record Darkness on the Edge of Town, an album that showcased his political awareness more than previous efforts. He continued with the theme of working-class life on his 1980 album, The River, and the record produced the Boss's first top 10 hit, Hungry Heart.
Everybody's got a hungry heart. Everybody's got a hungry heart.
1982 saw Springsteen release the solo acoustic record, Nebraska. This was followed up with what is his biggest album to date, 1984's Born in the USA. This record spawned 7 top 10 singles, including the popular Dancing in the Dark.
You can't start a fire without a spark. This guns for hire, even if we're just dancing in the dark.
2 years later, a box set entitled Live 1975 to 1985 further cemented his reputation as a solid performer and became one of the most commercially successful live albums of all time. In 1987, Springsteen came out with Tunnel of Love, an album that focused on love's ups and downs. During the subsequent tour, news of an affair between Springsteen and backup singer Patti Scialfa led to his divorce from his first wife, Julianne Phillips, in 1988. Soon after, Springsteen dissolved the E Street Band, moved to California, and married Scialfa in 1991. In March '92, Springsteen released 2 albums, Lucky Town and Human Touch. The next year, he wrote Streets of Philadelphia for the movie Philadelphia. This song won him a Golden Globe, an Oscar, and several Grammy Awards.
Gonna leave me wasting away on the streets of Philadelphia.
His first greatest hits album came out in 1995 and was followed by his 11th studio album, The Ghost of Tom Joad. By 1999, Springsteen had reformed the E Street Band to the delight of fans. Together, they went on a massive reunion tour. Springsteen's first album with the full band in almost 2 decades was released shortly after. 2002's The Rising was released in the wake of the September 11th attacks. Proving his status as a hardworking music man, a solo record called Devils and Dust was released in 2005.
Take your God-filled soul, fill it with devils and dust.
And a Pete Seeger cover album entitled We Shall Overcome, The Seeger Sessions, followed a year later. In 2007, he went back into the studio with the E Street Band and recorded his 15th album, Magic. The next year, Springsteen showed his support for President Barack Obama by playing material that would soon be released on his 2009 album, Working on a Dream, at rallies. 2010 saw the re-release of his 1978 album, Darkness on the Edge of Town. The album was accompanied by a documentary called The Promise, The Making of Darkness on the Edge of Town.
Her mama's yapping in the backseat, a little pushed over, moved that big feet.
This singer-songwriter, guitarist, social activist, and family man has been one of rock's top acts since the 1970s. With his own version of Heartland rock, featuring poetic yet accessible lyrics and lengthy live shows, Bruce Springsteen's music has influenced many and is likely to continue doing so for generations to come.